messed up. Hold on. Let me put our song on. There we go.
We invented everything. Yeah. Thank God I'm black. Thank God I'm black. Thank God I'm black. We invented everything. Yeah. Thank God I'm black. Thank God I'm black. Thank God I'm black.
What's going on? My name is Sean Item, and that is my brother, my Boot brother, Jason King, man. And this is the Boot Brothas Podcast, an unapologetically black podcast about life and business. What's going down, Jason? How you?
Nothing, man. I'm in a pleasant mood, man. Getting everything ready to let off some big business at the end of this month. So it's really been good for me. So I'm geeked up. Yep. So we get in it today.
Awesome, brother. Well, we're gonna talk about some current black events. Like always, man. Keeping it blacktastic, like my brother Ben would say. Well, we did have some actually on a more serious note, we did have some unfortunate events. Our brother DMX passed away. May God be pleased with the brother. Man, I went through a lot of his music as of late. You know how that is. Somebody pass away, you kind of start going through that music. Bro, like DMX, Jay-Z, it was a couple of them, man. That was like my childhood, man. Like that was the music I listened to on the bus. I had forgot about bangers that he had, he was a man in the 90s. Like, I don't think people even realize, man, like how big DMX was. Now, I remember one year he dropped like 2 albums within the same year, and both of them went multi-platinum. Like he was a rock star for sure.
He made a lot of things happen, man. He even made it where Ja Rule and them could get into the industry.
That's who I thought Ja Rule was at first when he started.
He was with him, Jay-Z, and like you look at all those big superstars, but you got to really understand this. Look at Jay-Z when he did that song, when Jay-Z did that song with DMX and Ja Rule was on it. Both of their careers started flourishing after that song because he was such a monumental person. It was really a tragedy to lose him, especially at such a young age. And man, like I think about some of the songs he made. Man, I remember one of my favorite songs was him and Cisco. That's my boy, but that was the vulgar song, but it was one of the good songs. It was one of the good songs, man. So
yes, sir.
I love that, man. I love like his spirit, and I think God gonna be pleased with him, and he's really gonna be missed because a lot of people just got to see the beginning of what he was doing. He had his struggles and his shortcomings, but I think his legacy and everything will be okay.
Yeah,
I really do see him coming together for him.
Yeah, I definitely agree, man. I think his legacy is solidified. You can't take him out of the history books. I mean, even his acting career was cool. You know what I'm saying? Like he got some hood classics. Romeo Must Die. Like he got Cradle to the grave. Like for sure. So man, shout out to DMX. Like definitely very tragic. Like you said, dying at passing away at 50 years old. That's definitely got a lot of life in front of you. But God knows best, man, for sure. But yeah, I was going through his catalog, and it's just like, it was like the golden years of like hip hop, man. Like you're talking about, like you really had to be able to rap back then, and like he was on a couple of collabos, like whether you're talking about Jay-Z, whether you're talking about the Locks, where I felt like he had the best verse out of everybody, man. So you're talking about a legend, man. Like a dude that, like, I think people get off on some of the animated type of stuff with the dog barking and all this type of stuff, and forget like DMX could rap. Like he could rap, like for sure.
He could really lay them bars, man. Especially, and I look at all the people that's in New York, and I see them grieving because I know, like, just to look at what him and Rough Riders, Eve, all of them, Jada Kiss, the Locks, all of them were a tight knit family. to really look at stuff like this, and you see like the industry as what it is,
Mm-hmm.
you have to be careful because you know what he was doing. He got out of his record deal. He put out whatever he had to put out and say about the industry, and
Yeah,
then you kind of seen him go on decline, and now you seeing him building back up, and then for him to be on a progression, man, it's just a weird feeling, and
it is.
everybody really loved his music.
Yep. Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, man. So it was definitely very like a somber moment. Like, as you get older and you see people that you looked up to as like big homies and things like that, like it's crazy because I mean, especially in our culture, it's almost like hip hop raised some of us, to some degree, even if you have a
Yeah,
father and things like that. These are Belly. We forgot to talk about Belly. Belly is a classic. DMX is like, a big part of that. So
hey
he
man,
did his thing, man, for sure.
the only reason I watched Belly was because of one particular part. And it was with this guy that was he played in Minister Society,
Oh, with
and he
the
had them glasses on and he was eating that banana.
yeah,
I
yeah,
listen, that was the only, like, that movie, that part was the funniest thing to me.
for sure,
I
for
could
sure.
understand what he was talking about with Billy. It was a pretty it was a pretty odd movie when you really look at it, but it was one of those, I guess they
Belly
say,
a
dude
classic,
classic.
man. It's a classic, man,
Yeah,
for
it's like
sure.
baller blocking. Yeah,
No,
it was
no,
some
Baller Brockett is I can't get with that one,
listen,
but
I'm just saying, it's one of those movies that you seen janky promoters with Ice Cube, and so
yeah,
those movies where they just acting, they got somebody with a real camera, and you're like, what? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, hey,
yeah. Yeah, but on a more serious note, man, like I think it was either People magazine or Time. I don't know. It's one of these big publications, man. They literally did an article about all the houses that he didn't lost in the last however many years of his rap career. Like right as he was passing. Like I thought it was so tacky. I thought it was so like the timing of some of these things, man. Like a big old, like you talking about clout chasing last week. Like, bro, like clout chasing, you are exactly right. Like it does not matter what the level is. Like clout chasing goes on across the board at all levels. I'm like, y'all are one of the biggest publications, and this man just passed away. And that's the article y'all think about writing to talk about, like to put him in some type of negative light. Like, I get it, you know what I'm saying? But like it was super tacky, man. That was one of the things that transpired that was not so good, with him passing away and things like that, to where it's just like, no matter how much good you do, bro, no matter
man.
how much good, it's always gonna be one. It's
So
always gonna be one.
this the thing that I tell people, like, I've dealt with a variety of people in my life, but it's like it's two worlds that we live in. And
Yeah,
then they put this world, the world of taboo or whatever, the world of doing wrong, all of this stuff is the upper echelon.
yeah,
And then you seen, like, when somebody get out of it and they out, and then they doing progress and they
yeah,
making some progress. Soon as they die, they tear them down.
yeah,
They
yeah.
did the same. Look at Kobe.
Kobe, they
They,
did
they brought up
exactly
the same.
same
Listen,
thing.
man,
Hadn't brought it up in 20 years, and then all of a
not in
sudden he
20
passed
years.
away.
And then they talking
That
about
was that was
all of
wild.
this stuff. And this is what bothers me about industry. Like it's always out there in your face. That, like, the game is to be sold, not to be told. But I tell you, you look at all this darkness in there.
Hmm.
And I tell people, just like I made a particular post, we like amusement, and we like to be amused. We want to play a lot of games, and we want to live in this world of smoke and mirrors, and then we don't look at the ramifications later on in life. I look at, like I said, I tell people all the time. I said I made a lot of mistakes when I was younger, But that rule of karma, every mistake I came had like a 7 year stint with it. So I learned to like, okay, let's go. I gotta
Mhm.
understand this. I tell people, I was like, sometimes you learn from your past. Like you say it all the time.
Yeah.
Success leaves clues. So the good things in your life, you take as those keys. The bad things, you leave alone.
Yeah.
So I look at how he passed, and then now I look at all his friends, and I was like, but he still had a problem. He still was dealing with certain things. He still was having bad situations. You his best friend. You his best friend. You his best friend. What point does that really become just being a friend and becoming a brother? Hey man, I'm not gonna let you keep doing this to you. You gonna fight. We can fight to the death if you want to, but I'm gonna make it where you can't keep hurting yourself. So we don't have that. We don't have that type of bond anymore with people. It's just what can you give me? What can I get from you? And then I'm gone. So that's the classic play, man. They put him out there to get ratings, to get their magazines up, and I'm like,
For
man,
sure.
he dead. Give the respect to the dead, man. Cause oh man, I wish I could be a ghost, boy. I
Yeah.
swear I'll haunt them
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's so much. He got children
Hmm.
that have to see that. He had an ex-wife and a new wife.
Yeah.
They just had a baby.
Hmm.
And you putting that out about all of the stuff he lost.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's really hard for me to understand people, man. Like, why would you do that?
For sure. Like you said, man, clout chasing. Like it's no other way that you can really rationalize with that. And even with that, you know what I mean? Like I don't know, man. It's strange, bro.
It is.
Addiction is real. Addiction is something that crosses um like race, religion, like it doesn't matter. Like everybody has had a family member, or it might be a person that's suffering from addiction. So, like, even not to be able to empathize with that, to be able to say, yeah, this is a celebrity. Yeah, we could find some dirt on anybody. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But come on, man. Like it's like the minister say, fall on the best parts. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that could have been one of those opportunities. Yeah, can we dig up all the dirt and all of the times where we know he wasn't on his best? He wasn't on the best side of stuff, or he was struggling and things like that, dealing with his demons. But like ultimately, man, DMX did a lot of good, man, like as
Yeah.
well. So I just feel like it's just tough, when people pass away, just the whole just different ways that people deal with that, and like you're alluding to, just the level of respect or the level of almost disrespect. You would never do
Yes.
that back in the day. Like dead people, women, children, certain things were just like, hey, bro, we gonna leave that alone. I might have my personal opinion, but I'm not gonna do this on a public platform like that. So I thought that was kind of strange, bro. For sure, for sure. Some of the other things, man, that I don't know if you've really been picking up lately, is like NFTs. I don't know if you've been seeing any of that.
Hmm.
Non-fungible, what is it, tokens?
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
non-fundable tokens. It's
Yeah,
like a
man.
digital baseball card. That's what it is. It's like a digital baseball card. So
Oh wow.
so
Wow.
that's the layman's term of it. It's purchased through Ethereum.
Mm-hmm.
So most people they have stuff like Jake Paul or whatever. He sold that fight with him and Nate Robinson for $10 million.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
See,
know
I've
that.
been see, I be sneaking around looking. I look. I see and I
Yeah.
see. But they have the capability of putting NFTs in the actual video, picture form, and a lot of things. So it's this is the big transition of what they're talking about with people seeing Bitcoin. Bitcoin is already worth more than J.P. Morgan, Chase, and what's the other bank? Bank of America.
Oh wow.
Bitcoin now.
Wow.
So this is what you see the transference of currency because they have the dollar has lost its weight.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
now what you see them doing is turning to another system of currency. Even though via Bitcoin still a digital currency. You can actually have a physical Bitcoin, but what they'll do is just take that and take the transference of all that money that we have. They'll use it as, hey, we don't want physical money anymore because it can transfer disease. That's going to be the next thing they pop up with. So let's just have straight digital currency. You already know, man. Listen, man, these people, man, they can't BS me, man. We both was in the government. We know.
Yeah.
I like, bro, I be trying to tell people all the time. I like, if y'all knew that some of the people in the government was against the government, how confusing this state of mind that we are in as a country.
Yeah.
So NFTs is something that we really need to start paying attention to, because this is like, boom, it's out right now.
Yeah.
Just imagine you can start making NFTs for people.
Wow.
And ask for a percentage of that when it gets sold.
Yeah. I saw it was Snoop Dogg. He had like doggy coins or something like that, or Snoop coins, whatever he was calling them, but they was going for like $1,200 a pop.
Yep. See, and this
like, what is that? Like, I don't even know what a doggy coin is, but people was willing to pay for that, and they're his.
So what they're doing, a lot of these rappers are going into creating their actual own coin. They creating their coin, the NFTs, and they're also going into the medical medicinal marijuana industry and putting out all of these things. So, and you know, it's legal only in California. It hadn't been going nationwide. So, but if it does go nationwide, it's already a multi-trillion-dollar industry. They're actually finding a way to box us out. So we can't get in because you don't see that it's already being traded, but it's not being traded publicly. So you have to know where to look to actually buy into these stocks. But the people that have the knowledge and know-how, like I tell people all the time, the reason I know so much is because I research so much. Yeah, like I can look at one thing and it's gonna take me off on a 4 or 5 hour internet journey. I'm just gonna look, okay, what is this? What is that? Yeah, he did this, he did that, he invented this, because the people really, they read, if they knew who owned Bitcoin, they once you get your money and you cash out. Yeah, because when you find out who owned that, it's gonna be a different feel. But NFTs is the wave right now. It's the wave. Yeah, it's the wave, because it is so much money being made. Everybody ought to understand this digital world is real. It's real. It's real. It's real. Yeah. And people I look at Brother Ben sometimes and I was like, do you realize what you did? Well, how you tapped into this? Because some of these gurus still out here selling mixtapes. Yeah, they gonna be like, listen, Tony Robbins, man, he's selling mixtapes. He's selling, bro. Don't do Tony like that. We never equate things to the black community. We leave it in the white community, but they doing the exact same thing. Man, Tony Robbins is selling mixtapes out his trunk. He is motivational. He a motivational rapper. That's it. He's selling mixtapes, and we have people buying his stuff for $400 to $500. Yeah, which is ridiculous, because when they think about it, he not really telling you a system of action. He telling you a system of thought. I was like, okay, you need to think like this, but what's the action behind that thought? Right. Tell me what to do next. Don't tell me how to think this way. Tell me the next process. Right. But yeah, it's interesting, man. Like you said, the digital space is real, and I think, man, it's going so fast, man. Like, you got to be tapped in. Like, you have to, this is the era of the studious person. This is the era of the student. Like, because, what you're talking about is like a mindset, right? Like, I want to know what's going on. I'm kind of nosy. I'm kind of, curious about stuff. It's people, man, you got to literally strong arm them to learn something new.
right? Like you gotta
Yeah.
like put them in the head, like bro, like those days are over, bro. Like this thing is going too fast that if you're not really like a self-study type of person, bro, like you're gonna wake up and literally the world is gonna pass you by. Like not metaphorically, like you will wake up in a world and you will not know the lingo, you will not understand what's going on because it's just going so fast, man. Like stuff is literally day to day, something new. And not in a bad way, it's just that's what it is.
People don't realize how the playing field has gotten even since late 2019, early 2021. That whole 2020, the most money ever was made in 2020. Period. If people don't understand it, like everybody was in the house, but so much money was made.
Yeah.
It made no sense. Everybody that was just look at Tesla. They were trying to become like the guy that owned Tesla. He the richest man in the world. He knocked Jeff Bezos down. And people understand. People like, well, how did he do that selling cars? Nope, not just cars. He's selling solar panels. He's selling technology. He owned PayPal.
And like don't get it twisted. A lot of people on this. He's also inflating his stock too.
He is.
So like people don't be understanding how that goes. So a lot of the speculation and things like this that also allows them to have an exorbitant type of a net worth. But we won't talk about that. We're gonna stay on the fact that like you're absolutely right, man. The technology and things like that, man. And if you look at all of the richest people in the world, it's pretty much in the technology sector. You know what I'm saying? Some form of fashion. So that kind of lets you know where things are. So when you hear so many people talking about they don't like certain things and that's not my deal and I don't learn that way, it's like, bro, you better figure it out because what people are hoping, and this is what it is, Jason, and I don't know what your thoughts are about this, is that I think people are thinking, okay, once this COVID thing like kind of dies down, that the world gonna go back to how it used to be. Never. It's never ever like, am I saying like, you know, will we go to concerts and things? Yeah, things will open up, but even like those, like every industry will be different because of what just happened over the last year. Like it doesn't even make sense to go back to business the way we used to do it. Like, what does it make sense if I am like, let's say I'm a big corporation, like say I'm Wells Fargo or something like that, and I've been having people work from home remotely for the last year and a half. And I don't have to pay, you know, I don't have to pay for all that office space. I don't have to pay for all those supplies. Like people are still being productive. Like, why would I ask all of those people to come back to just do it just because this is the way we just used to do it? And I already know that this other thing works and everybody's used to it and they cool with it. Like, it don't even make sense. So like, I'm like trying to let folks know, man, like you got to get with the times, man. I know that's like cliche. I know people say that all the time, but like, COVID sped some stuff up. I feel like you had like 5 or 6 years, maybe 10 years to kind of get with things. You do not have that. You have a good whole 2 or 3 years to really understand what time it is, and to start learning and educating yourself and getting around the right folks that can put you on the game. And if not, bro, like you literally are about to be forced into certain things. Like they're not even thinking about, like before it used to be like, oh, we still have newspapers because, you know, it's a certain segment. Like, bro, they're going to just start shutting stuff down. Like you're going to have to get down and lay down. That's what time we at, bro.
That is
for
it.
Real.
Listen, and this is my conspiracy session because people did not pay attention. When this came about, they already were prepping for this.
That's right.
It makes no sense for it to be trillionaires or billionaires in the United States of America, because you realize in the system of capitalism, they have to have some way to capitalize over people. That means that it was such a surge of people in panic going to one site and buying in a mass majority. We were blinded. So you understand the system, like a row of just like hamster. You in a hamster wheel.
Yeah.
Now you already in it.
Yeah.
I was like, you already in it. You done the transition. What was gonna take 5 to 10 years took 1 year.
That's right.
Now you see the e-commerce boom. Guess what's coming next? They're gonna start making the AI. They're not
Artificial
gonna
intelligence,
make it
for sure.
all the way
Mm-hmm.
because they can't perfect it like they want to. They'll make
Mm-hmm.
little dogs and little trinkets like that. But the
Yeah.
biggest things what they're gonna do is what they learn from this pandemic. How about the productivity of work quality since you've been at home went up?
Yeah.
So people working from their house, the customer service went up.
Yeah.
The everything
Everything.
about somebody being
Mm-hmm.
at home
Yeah.
made productivity in the workplace go up. So just imagine, I don't have to look at my boss breathing down me with the coffee breath. Oh no, I can sit at my house and just get on a Zoom and say, "Hey, yeah, what? Okay, I get. Oh,
Yes,
what you
sir.
need me to do? Boom, I'm gonna go ahead and get it done."
I got it. Yeah.
It's insanity.
Yeah.
Why would we go back to the like?
We not. We
That's
not.
what I'm saying. We
Oh
look
yeah.
at
We not.
stuff. This is what happened with with cavemen and stuff. The
Yep.
same type of stuff. Okay. Oh, what is this hot stuff? Oh, I can fire. I can cook
Yeah.
on this. Oh, I'm barbecuing now. Boom. Oh, I'm gonna go back to eating raw meat. Why?
Mm-hmm.
We got filet mignon now.
Mm-hmm. That's real.
Make no sense. I got right with charcoal. I got a pen now.
That's right.
You see the evolution. Everything is digital real estate.
That's real. That's real. Yeah,
Now
man. So
people really have to pay attention. I'm saying this because it's
yeah. And then
man,
even when you say that, like that's so real, bro. Like the digital real estate now, like they literally, I don't know if you saw an article on this, but like they literally have like digital real estate that you can pay for like online, like pieces of land.
mhm.
Like I'm telling y'all, man, I'm not trying to be spooky, y'all, but like this is just the times that we live in, man. So the NFTs, man, like are super real. They're so real that your boy Usher, man, they had an article, man. It says reps from Las Vegas club says Usher actually spent thousands on dancers and bottle service with fake Usher Bucks. They were left to promote his upcoming Vegas residency. What's up with your boy, man? Like, what's up with your Usher Bucks?
First of all, this is not Chuck E. Cheese. This is not Dave and Buster's. Strippers do not take Usher Bucks. They take real cash.
This dude, man.
He just went in the club and cocaine's a hell of a drug. I'm just saying he just losing his mind at this point. He what? I'm just gonna go to the club and throw some fake money and walk out
with his face on it.
With his face on. I'm like, man, first of all, he doing some stuff that's straight out of Coming to America. He just, I just want to know how high he was. How,
bro? If you know anything about Usher, bro, he probably wasn't even like Usher like that, man. Like Usher, like kind of think the world, revolved.
Hey, listen, Usher is trying to be the guy from Tesla. He trying to think like that dude, but see, he's think 20 years ahead. He don't think 20 years in the strip club.
Right.
This is the same type of thing that we have to gear it towards mindset of how we investing. Mm-hmm. It was a popular thing that was going viral with Rich the Kid and Grant Cardone.
Mm-hmm.
Rich the Kid was asking Grant Cardone, "Have you seen the new Corvette? It's about $70K." Grant Cardone, y'all pardon my French. Grant Cardone say, "I'm not paying attention to that shit. That is irrelevant. Why don't you go and buy some stock or buy a partial of that company with that $70K instead of buying the car?" Mm-hmm. He tells them it's about longevity. Use your money as a tool. Stop using it like a fool. We gotta understand that what we doing. Peace, brother Land. I see you.
Peace, brother Land.
I see people doing this. Like what we listen. Minister Farrakhan tell all the time, know thy enemy, study them.
Mhm.
Look at how they dress. I didn't know, like I used to work at El Dorado Casino in Louisiana as a bartender. It's a place
Mhm.
called Celebrity Lounge. They had a Bass Pro fishing tournament. Note to self: if y'all see me pop up in the Bass Pro fishing tournament in 5 or 6 years, I'll probably be the only person that's in there that's black. But I'm gonna try to get there. They literally was drinking old fashions and whiskey tonics, but the attire that these men had on: white t-shirt, Levi's, not no name brand jeans.
Yeah. Yeah.
Understand, for every drink that I gave them, they gave me $1,000 tip. I'm let it sink in. So they not dressed like people. I walked out of there with maybe about $5,000 or $6,000 that day. So I want y'all to understand that we really put a lot of value in stuff that has no value. Clothes
Mhm.
don't have value because you're gonna keep buying new clothes because the old clothes are gonna tear through them. You gonna, like I tell my son all the time, you buying stuff to fart through.
Mhm.
I like don't understand. I like just make sure you're nice and presentable because I put out a post. Yeah, I don't know if a lot of y'all saw it on, but it said, getting wealthy is simple. It's getting simple. You take your money that you earn, then you put it into business money, then you take your money into investment money. That's how the
Mhm.
cycle of money goes. I had to learn that. Like, really, I'm like, okay, so your investment money is where you're really gonna make your money, where your money works for you.
Mhm.
So when I see Usher making funny money, I'm thinking to myself, okay, I understand it, but I don't understand it
Yeah.
because the
Yeah. Yeah.
part of it, if he gonna make his NFTs pop off, it can't be in the strip club. It can be where everybody else is doing it. Put it up for auction.
Yes, sir.
But
Yes, sir.
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's he said, yes, sir. I made 2K last night on off Bitcoin. That's what's up, merch.
Ooh.
Yeah, man. And then like, but my thing was like back to what Greg Cardone was doing because we didn't highlight it, but one of the things people had a problem with is that he used the word slave.
Yeah.
And that same clip that you're talking about, he said that's how they make slaves of you when you continue to use all of your earned income on things that don't have no value, things like that. And I think we could talk about this real quick is that like we gonna have to figure out a way to get over some things and like not being so triggered by everything and find the substance. Again, it's what we were talking about earlier. It's like falling on the best parts. Like I get it. Landing on the best part. Like I get it. Like a white man, an older white man that's in his 60s, using the word slave to a young black person. But like that was the actual perfect word. That's what debt does.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the Bible says. Like you will always be a slave to the lender. Like I know it was from a white man, but we got to really start wising up and realizing like what are the battles that we're really going to sink our energy into. Like we get mad that these people that have all the resources, this, that, and the third, don't put these young brothers on game. They don't put people in the right light with the right type of mind frame. They use them, all of these different things. And then you got a white dude that has $2 billion. I know Grant Cardone, he from Lake Charles, Louisiana. We from the same city. He's a boot brother at the end of the day, right? So has $2 billion worth of real estate. $2 billion worth of real estate, and it's taking time for basically a rapper. No shade to Rich Kid, but like definitely like when we talk about financially, they not on the same level. At all. So he takes this call, goes live, not only helps Rich Kid get some game, but also the other people that probably look up to Rich Kid that's just tapping in because he has the influence and he drops a bar like that, and you can't get on nothing else that he was saying. Nothing else what he's saying. He said that one thing, and that's what I'm an eye on. When actually, it's the correct word you should use. That's what we should be telling people. That's how scared people should be to sign their life away to some of these documents. But we made it so casual that you just have to go into debt for every little thing. We've normalized as soon as you're 18 years old, here's a credit card. Before you even understand finances, credit, anything like that, we've given people, the opportunity to basically give away their income, give away resources. And we want to be mad about somebody saying that the word attaching slave to actually when we're talking about debt and people being able to game you because you're not making wise financial decisions. Like, bro, we got to stop that. Like that was so corny to me that people just kept like talking about that part. Oh, he said slave, a white man. Like, bro, like that's what you are. You're a slave. Like think about it. You get your bill, you get your check, you get your money, bro. Like, and it's people that got their hand in your pockets before you could even do something for yourself. Mm-hmm. Like that's the culture that we're a part. You're paying this person, you're paying this person, you're paying off this, you're paying off that, and what's ever left over is a little bit of money that you get to do something for yourself. We've normalized that, but when you tell a young man like, hey, bro, like literally, like this window of you being a rapper and you being hot, like is a short window. You won't be hot all the time. Don't spend 70 grand on something that like you ain't gonna be able, a Corvette. And he wasn't even saying that he couldn't have nice things. He actually said, hey man, you see this watch, you see these cars, you see this, that, and the third. Like, man, I do all of that because I set up a play to where I can have fun. So he wasn't even being a corny old man and saying like, hey man, live a life and just don't do anything and be this stickler. No, he was just saying, hey bro, like put that money into some investments, and the money that you get off your investments, let that be your play money. Come on, our grandparents, like many of our grandparents ain't able to put us on that game. No shade to them, but they don't understand like financial vehicles many times to that extent. So who gonna make these boys knowledgeable, man? Who gonna like it? It was just the comments and the stuff that I saw and the memes that I saw off of that. I was just like, oh, bro, we missing the whole point. For real.
See, I'm glad you touched on this slavery and the way that they think about it. So at points, I tell people all the time, we want reparations, we want this, we want that. Okay. So it's 40 million black people. So roughly they'll have like maybe 1 trillion or maybe $2 trillion. That's $375,000 per black person. Okay. What we gonna do with the money? So if we don't know how to use money and we get money, we just gonna give the money back to them.
That's exactly what happened. It just happened. We don't have to like mystify it, bro. We just got a stimulus. And because you don't know what to do with money, that's the same thing. Like look at a reparation like that. Just say that, hey, this ain't definitely what they owe us for sure. But let's just say everybody got, if you had a decent family, you got about $5,000, $4,000 off of this last joint that just went out. What of substance do you have to say? Most of us, not saying everybody on this call, but think about your cousin. Even if it ain't you, think about your cousin, how he spent it. Think about your auntie, how she spent it. Think about your brother. Like, come on, man. Like we would give it away. They say, it's a quote, bro, that says that if everybody made everything fair, right, Jason? Like if we made everything fair and everybody got that equal share, within a matter of months, all the money would still migrate to all of the same people that got it right now. Why? Because people don't know what to do. So I'm going to go out here. I'm going to trick it off. I'm doing this. I'm buying all of these type of things. I have no knowledge on investments. I have no knowledge on trying to make my money work. So at the end of the day, it will migrate back to the same people, even if we made it all fair. And that's fact.
Exactly. That's fact. And that's what I tell them. I'll say, you gotta learn money. They're not teaching you this in school for a reason.
For sure.
You got to learn money. When I learned that money is a tool, everything that they use, every person that's rich, what they do is they use a business account. They write everything off. They write everything off. They lease their cars. They don't buy these cars. Mm-hmm. The clothes that they get, most of the clothes, once they get to a certain upper echelon, these clothes are given to them for them to wear. Everybody keeps thinking that these people are going out and buying these clothes. They're not buying Gucci. They're not buying Fendi.
Correct.
They're not buying all this. These people are sending those clothes to them to wear it. I like you literally, like I tell people all the time, how crazy are you? You literally see Beyonce sending her clothes, Ivy Park, to Meg Thee Stallion, to all these people. That is marketing. That is making you want to buy that. That is marketing. You are becoming a consumer, not a supplier.
Correct.
So when people look at this stuff, they don't see it. I was like, okay, he called him a slave. We are, listen, I'm gonna make it make sense.
And look, and then this is what he said, because we're not gonna misquote the man. He said that's how they make you a slave. Did not call the young man a slave. So for like, you understand, like, so when we quote it back, let's run it back the whole way. He said that's how they make slaves. What will we call these? Like, let's go down the line of how black people have been taken advantage of. I love this conversation, Jason. Like, don't have none of your masters.
Nope.
Slavery. Right? Prince called it slavery.
Prince
called it slavery. Came out. If y'all a little too young, man, Prince is an awesome musician, one of the best of all time. Came out and said, like, bro, like, said this is slavery. Slavery. You see the young men, they get these football contracts and things like that. They eventually sit down because, hey man, like, I've outperformed that contract. I feel like this is slavery. Young men that go into colleges know that all of the money the colleges make, and you on this scholarship and you can't make no money while you're on an athletic scholarship. What do you call it at? Like, what do y'all want to call it, bro? It's not beating you with a whip every single day, but it's a form of bondage. That's what it feels like when you're not being fully compensated for stuff, bro. Like, that's what it is.
We right here, Sean. So this is the thing I tell my son every day. I say you're gonna see people run out to get scholarships to play basketball, to play sports. What happens when those sports can't be played anymore? What is going to happen to your brain? Because when you are in a college, I would say, because you go to school from 1 to 12, you talk the exact same thing over and over and over. When you get into college, you go there for the first 2 years, you taught the same thing that you were taught in high school. The last 2 years, you're taught the stuff to graduate. Then you have to go another 2 years to get a master's degree. So you just, and then the mitigated goal of them to name it the master's damn degree. Do you hear what these people are saying to you in your face? The master's degree. The whole 14, 16 years, guess what that is? School, slavery. Because guess what you're doing? You're being indoctrinated and not to learn. My mother and them used to have such a problem with me in school because I would tell my teachers, I'm smarter than you. And I know that I'm smarter than you. You're literally like, I would never forget this lady told me to do Miss Crane. That's her name. She's still alive. God bless her soul. But she know how I feel about her. She told me to write an essay. And she told me the tools to use. She said you can use a thesaurus, you can use a dictionary, and you can go use your computer to search the words. I wrote the essay out. The lady told me it's no way that you know these words. I was like, what do you mean? You told me what to use. You told me how to cite it. But when I do it, since I'm black, you think I'm not smart. And listen, I put that into their face. I'm like, what do you mean? If you're giving me the tools, then I'm gonna use them. So this is what bothers me about our people so bad. We try to cheat the system so much to get nowhere. Mm-hmm. We've been doing this, man. I gotta hustle and do this. You know, the one thing I used to argue with my brother about this so much. He always would say, you trying to do stuff the hard way. I say, it's no other way to do it. I say, it's no other way to do it. I say, because you do stuff half-assed, you're going to get a half-assed result. Everything that you do lazy, it's going to be broken. Then you're going to have to go back and fix it. So you're going to overexert yourself. The type of...
Yeah, no, it's real, man. I think you make some great points, man. I mean, but ultimately, my thing is that, you know, just to bring it back to what we were talking about, is just like we got to put our level of sensitivity down if we're really trying to move forward. Yes. Like this is like really at the end of the day, like, do you know, like on a greater scale, there are companies, I mean, not companies, we could say companies, but I'm gonna say countries that are literally beefing. Like the head of states don't even like each other. Don't even like each other, but they sit down and in a diplomatic way, they figure out some type of way to come to some type of reasoning or way to where they can benefit off of one another. So I'm not saying that you got to like every single thing that's coming out of the man's mouth, but like if somebody is sitting down and they have the results, you know what I mean? Like we got to stop finding a way to villainizing people that are really like, you know, like trying to help. At the end of the day, when you look at like what most people in that position is doing, and when you look at what Grant Cardone was doing in that particular situation, it's just like, come on, bro. We got to decide what our fight is going to be, man. But it can't be with literally every person, and it can't be that they almost can't even be themselves because we so worried about what how it's said and what's the delivery, man. Like I'm gonna just keep it real. You know, you from Louisiana, bro. Like where we from, man, it just keep it to you straight. Like that's one thing I can say, bro. Like it ain't no whole bunch of chaser. It ain't a whole bunch of going around it. It's straight to you. So like I understand on social media, you know, like you want to have this like type of mind frame where people got to water it down. But the condition of our people is so serious. Like, bro, we don't got no time for it to be watered down. Like we need to know, how do I get we're talking about like in the 2053 and what the wealth gap is going to be, basically non-existent. We ain't gonna have nothing, a negative net worth. And you're still ruffled when you hear the word, you know, slavery. Like bro, like this is exactly what it is. It's just done.
It's crazy to me, man. It's just crazy. I sit back and I tell people, I say, you know, how long are we going to keep letting this stuff bother us? Because you want to know one thing that they do? They know our triggers.
Correct.
And as long as they know our triggers, they know that from with that, like the dude in the Boondocks, I just want you to understand what's the dude that made the Boondocks? He made a specific episode called A Nigga Moment, where we go out and we react over certain things that's said to us.
Very reactionary. Very reactionary.
And
very
so
reactionary.
We react and we do stuff that will ruin our lives. But then you'll see the white man do it, and he was like, "Well, I'm not gonna do that." I'm like, "Well, I'm like, yeah, Aaron Magruder. He literally said that. I'm not finna do that." And I'm like, when are we going to make sure that our mindset evolves? Because
it's like what the ministers say though. It's with that rising above emotions to the thinking of God. Yes. Like that's like there's no better quote for that. Like, you know, like you're not gonna get me out of my character every single time something is said. I feel like I gotta justify, or I gotta stand up to show how black I am, or something. Like, bro, like to me it wear you out, bro. Like we're fighting too many battles, bro. Like we're fighting too many battles. Like I get it. There's some things that we got to do, and we're straightening it out. But ultimately, man, like deciding like what's gonna be the fight. And that every day I'm not going to look on my news feed. I'm not going to look on my timeline and allow that to be the thing that's going to emotionally drain me, while I have my children, I have my community, I have so many things that I can affect. Like that, really, like that, you might be mad at that, you know what I'm saying? But like that doesn't affect my day-to-day of what I'm doing. There's so many things that don't affect our day-to-day that we put so much time and energy, and then we ignore the real problems that are really in our environment. You know what I'm saying? So it's super, super important, man. I have forgot all about that video, so I appreciate you saying that. But I wanted to kind of end on another note. You know what I'm saying? Like there's another thing that's going on Twitter right now, and it was happening, I think, a few years ago, but it's been brought up again. Who is the better actor? Your boy Will Smith or Jamie Foxx?
I'm going with the Fresh Prince all day.
Okay.
And this is why. Listen, he made Summertime. Do y'all remember that song?
Bro, what do that got to do about acting?
Man, listen,
come on, man.
Because this is what I'm saying. Look at the the production of that video, I knew then that he was gonna be a star.
It's no production in that video. Like what?
Man, come on, man. It's him and Jazz. It's him and Jazz.
We could have made that video,
life.
Bro. That's
they was living their best
cookout.
life, man. You shouldn't have listen. He was living his best life. And okay, so we gonna go to. I see you in the comments. Elijah, talking about Ray. Listen, I don't want to hear nobody. Come on, man. Come on, man. I don't want to hear you talk about no Ray when we got so many catalogs from Will Smith.
Yeah.
Do you really want to go there?
Because it's another one.
Will Smith.
What a
Muhammad played Muhammad Ali.
He did. That was his best role.
Yeah,
ever.
He played Muhammad Ali. Good God Almighty.
And he got robbed out of that one because he should have had a Golden Globe that year for sure.
Yes, he did that. So what else did he play in? Let's go. But Jamie can sing, but Will can rap. You forgot about getting jiggy with it? Come on, man. Come on. Don't act like it didn't go. Because when it did, everybody was there dancing to it. Yeah, his wife and his kids, they crazy. But don't listen. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? You gonna tell me you didn't watch Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Yeah, we
did. The episode
bro.
when his daddy came back and he said, why you don't want me, man?
He go try to make a tearjerker.
That was rough. That was rough. That got under every black man's skin.
Yeah.
It hurt. Will can't. Come on, brother Land. Don't do that to me,
Will
man.
can't rap, bro.
The old Will, he done fell off. But listen,
bro, Will can't.
Y'all don't even understand. When Will started out that 1-800, he was the one who started rapping out those 1-800 numbers. Go back and look. You'll see. Like, man, come on, man. Don't do Will Smith like that, man. I know he made some mistakes. This is exactly what we were talking about again in the beginning, man. You see what I'm talking about? How they doing? He's still alive. And we tearing him up.
Somebody had to say it. Thanks,
Somebody had to say it. Come on, bruh. But he corny, though. Listen, I'd rather him be corny than be... Jamie Foxx is weird, man. He is weird. Don't listen. Remember when he was in A Living Color? Come on, bruh. A Living Color was going on. It came on. Then Fresh Prince came on. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air came on, and you forgot about In Living Color.
He's throwing haymakers now, y'all. He y'all swinging on him. He just
hey,
trying.
Man, I'm
just trying to get out of here.
Enemy of the State. Come on, man.
I don't know, man. I don't know if any of them hit harder than Ray, bro. Like I'm just.
What's the one with the one he was in there with the aliens? God dog it. Independence Day.
Independence Day. That was good.
Man, you can't. And the Men in Black. You can't tell me you ain't watched Men in Black 1 and 2. It was good.
He said, "Wait, but we'll having entanglements, and we talking weird."
Hey man,
he weird in real life.
Has some entanglements too, boy. Hey, listen, Jamie has some entanglements too. Don't do it. But I'm just saying, Jada had entanglements, not Will.
Oh, Will did. Will the one that started. You need to look at the interview, man. She said he been wild. We ain't gonna bring it up.
He didn't get caught, though. That's all right. He didn't get caught. I'm just saying. I think.
As far as acting, all right, let's go back to acting because you didn't went all over the place. As far as acting, you feel like Will's the better actor.
Yes. Will and Jamie was in the same movie together, and they was in Ali. You can go look. You can go look at one of Jamie Foxx's comedy specials, and he literally tell you he was in that 7 Degrees of Separation. Hey, listen, don't bring that movie up. That's not a good one. That's not a good one. That was one of his first movies.
Now you want to take off?
That's not a good one. I don't like that one. But I'm just saying, if you go look at his catalog of movies, the only person that I can think about that go harder than Will Smith is Sam Jackson.
Oh, here you go. Here you go.
I'm just saying.
There you go. Sam Jackson. That's who you throw in there. You
I'm just saying he in every
Denzel
movie.
Washington. You got Don Cheadle. You gonna say some dog?
Don Cheadle. I ain't seen Don Cheadle in nothing but like.
But are we talking about acting? This is what I'm trying to figure
people
out.
Be telling me I
you
look
are
like
not
Don
talking
Cheadle.
about.
Don't do it to me, Sean. Don't do it to me. Don't do it. Listen, if I'm gonna go somewhere, it's gonna be this gonna be my catalog.
Oh man.
Great actors. It's gonna be Denzel.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be Tom Hanks. It's gonna be Will Smith.
So Will Smith is top 3.
Huh?
So Will Smith is top
I got
3.
top 4. And it's this dude named Delroy. Y'all might not know who he is, but he one of these actors that been in every movie, but don't nobody know his name.
Nah, bro, you can't put him in your top 4. You tripping.
Delroy go hard, man.
So this is what I'll say. And this is what I think you're alluding to. I think you're putting Will Smith's his box office success, and you're trying to equate that to acting. And I don't think you should do that, bro. I think those are two things, man. I think those are two different things, bro. Acting ability, best actor, bar for bar, versus
itching, man.
versus somebody that like Will Smith back in the day, bro. He could do no wrong. Every time he came out with a movie, it was gonna be a number 1.
It was
for real. He's still living off of that. Bad Boys, Men in Black, all of these movies he's curating. It's like old joints from the 90s, early 2000s. So I get that. But
come on, man.
I don't know. I think I might have to go with Jamie as well, man. Like
I'm just saying, man.
Bad Boys
more
1 and 2.
Bad Boys 1 and 2.
Classics, not classic. Not to say that Will ain't in his league at all, but I just think I've just seen a lot, man. Like, you're talking about a stand-up comedian like that can like get on the stage and rock a stage. The brother can literally act, man. He had one of the best performances ever of all time with Ray. Like, it's just kind of hard, man, for me to say. Like, I love Will too. Like, I love all the brothers. The only thing I'll say, I believe Fresh Prince was a better show for me than the Jamie Foxx show.
Yeah, the Jamie Foxx. I like the Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, it go hard. But I was more of a fan of.
It say name an intense movie that Will Smith was a villain in. Suicide Squad.
It kinda, but he's kind of still a good guy. He still was a good guy.
I'm just saying.
Well, all right, y'all
playing villains like that.
You find out something,
spirit, boy.
Yeah, you find out something.
They didn't hurt me, boy. I said, they didn't hurt me, Sean. They didn't hurt me. I can't believe this. Don't do it. Listen, don't listen. Leader entanglements and all that stuff about man.
Nobody rocking with you on this one.
You
man.
got
it. You're the people's champ, man. But
I'm just saying, man, real versatile too, man. I see you in here saying this. Jamie versatile with this. He sing and he act. He play music. He do play pianos and he a comedian.
Bro, you like named off like 50 things. Like, how much more do you need?
Hey, man,
that's versatile, bro. Like, how many brothers we know that do all of that?
It's a couple. It's a couple.
Not at that level. That brother doing it at a very, very, very high level. So, but man, y'all see your boy was riding. He still ain't switched his stance.
I'm not gonna waver. I'm not gonna listen, man. Listen.
He gonna name off. The dude said versatile. He said he ain't that versatile. He do this. He do this. He name off about 10 things. Yeah, that's versatility.
Yeah, I did name a lot, but I'm just saying he versatile. Will he act? He rap. He stopped rapping, but he still do that. You know what I'm saying? He does have. He even brought out a new YouTube series that he doing, but don't nobody watch that. But I watch it.
No, it's good. I know what you're talking about. It's very motivational.
Also, like he mentors and gives back or does a lot of charity.
Jason, you lost. Bro.
Listen, man. I'm trying to get Will Smith to see this, man. I'm trying to get Will Smith
to lost, see man. The people that spoke, man.
He gonna see this. I'm not worried about Jamie Foxx right now, because Jamie Foxx, as soon as he see this, he gonna roast me. I don't care. I don't care. He gonna try to roast me.
That
I'm
is too
cool
funny.
with Jamie Foxx, but I'm just not gonna put Will Smith over him. I can't. I just can't. I watch too much Fresh Prince. I just can't. It was too many episodes in there.
Plus, oh man, it always got to go to that. It always got to go to that. We don't know that.
You talking about LL Cool J and Will Smith? And Jamie Foxx. You talking about LL Cool J and Any Given Sunday when they got into a heated battle? That's not the same. Yeah, that's not a real. That's not a real fight. Will Smith and Jamie ain't never fought in real life. LL Cool J and Jamie fought in real time.
You see what type of viewers we got. It always got to get real. We can't just talk about. We talking about acting, and then that got to.
Well, you got to slide the fight in. That's how black people when they get into an argument, somehow or another they got to go race.
No, that's how it be at the high school. You get the team that whoop you. They really know how to play basketball. Y'all just some street ballers, right? I bet you can't whoop me at this. What? Come on, what are you talking about? We hoop.
Yeah, it's like it always come down. I bet you. Listen, it always does come down to the hand.
Always.
Somebody like, oh well, I bet you don't love your mama. Hit my hand. You love. What are you talking about? We ain't got nothing to do with that.
Nothing to do with nothing. We talk about acting, man. We're gonna keep it there. We don't want the brothers to
somebody be in the comments. I bet you won't race me then. That's just how I feel. Like you see what I'm saying?
All right, y'all. Well, we appreciate y'all. You got any closing statements, Jason? We're gonna hop off to this thing, man.
I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all go follow us on Instagram. Make sure y'all share this video out on all social media platforms. Right. If you hadn't subscribed to the Boot Brothas Podcast, subscribe to it. All right, y'all.
I appreciate y'all. Same bat channel, same time next week, y'all. Like my man said, go subscribe on YouTube, man. We really appreciate it, and thank y'all for staying tuned and tapping in with the Boot Brothas Podcast, man. Peace.
I don't play basketball, I'll fight. Look at him. Look. Oh.